Hello everyone, this is Calvin Castine. We're outside the Boire farm near the Gerald and Liz Boire home on Route 9 in Champlain, just about half a mile from the village, from the stoplight. A place that a couple of years back was very prominent in the news. And the New York State prison system was considering Champlain as a possible site. The Boire farm was very prominent as a possibility, and there were many residents in the area who thought it was too nice a site to have a state penitentiary end up in this location. We're here on this September 3rd, 1992, and there's a tent pitched up in the yard, because on Friday, September 4th, there will be an auction here as the Boire family farm becomes another statistic in the ever-increasing list of dairy farmers who are going out of business. There's a light on in the milk house. It's about 7:40 in the evening, and looks like it's going to be milking time very shortly. And we're going to be taking some scenes inside on this last milking here at the Boire farm, which has been in the Boire family since 1915, I believe. We'll check on that as the evening progresses. The cattle are eating, and looks like they're preparing the cattle for tomorrow. You see a D marked on them that most likely, on some of them, that most likely means a dry cow, which means it's not producing milk at the moment, as it's drying up and preparing for a new calf. And this farm, as we said, owned by Jerry and Liz, or otherwise known as Mary Boire, and also their daughter and son-in-law, Rick and Mary Rabideau. This is the milking parlor, which is just off from the milk house, and there are 8 stations here at the milking parlor. The cows will come in from the left and from the right, and it appears that they exit over here to our right. And as you can see, the cows are not allowed to smoke in the barn. The cows will be facing this way, and I'm not certain if they feed them here. See the tube coming down, and a thing called an electric proportioner that would be used to feed the animals. There are many who think or thought that the cows would drop their milk a lot easier if they were being fed while they were milking, and also you're able to give grain to the animals that you want to give it to in the amount that you want to give it to them. But from what I've heard, there are some now who are disputing it. And I think at the Ridgeview farm, they've gotten away from feeding the animals during milking. I'm not sure what they do here. The front, the feeding spots look awfully clean. So my guess is that they don't feed them, but we're about to find out when the cattle come in. We're going to look out briefly here into the barn. The cows are anxious to get in here. They're starting to get uncomfortable. They know it's past milking time. It's 8 o'clock now. And they want to get in here and get rid of their milk. It's getting a little uncomfortable for them in there. Now can I tape you?
No, it's not. I love it.
As we saw when the cows came in, they do feed them here. They use the feeders to feed the animals. With the pipeline system of milking, the milk is collected in these bottles. It allows the farmer to see what each cow is producing, and then it is sent directly into the milk tank by the series of piping up above. It goes directly into the milk tank, no more hauling the milk to the milk pails, or as it has been for past 20 years or so, milk tanks. Cattle are very aware that there's a stranger in the barn. As one group files out, automatically the door opens to allow 4 more in. And of course everybody wants to be on TV. While the cows are being milked, we're going to talk off camera here while we're looking at the milking parlor to Jerry Boire. A very emotional evening for you, Jerry?
Sure is. I've been at it all my life, and I just hate to see him go.
Now, I know about 3 or 4 years ago your farm was in the news a lot as a possible site for a prison. Was getting out of the farming at that time something you were considering, or is this something new?
Well, at that time, I had just went through serious operation, and I had very little help to help me on the farm, so I really considered selling it. But now, Rick and Mary seem to be interested, and he's been operating it for the last 4 or 5 years, and now he's decided to quit, so that's why it's going for sale.
It's more than one man can handle these days, right?
It sure is. Sure is.
Now, was Rick your partner, or did he work for you? What was the situation, if you could?
No, he's my partner.
I know my own family we went through this. Well, I didn't, but my father and my brothers did about 7 years ago, and I think it was about October or so. They had their last milking, and it was kind of a sad day all around. And they were a little fortunate in that they avoided the auction part of it. It's going to be probably a tough day for you tomorrow. I know when we were over at Cliff Boris's about 1.5 years ago, it was a tough day for him and his family.
It's going to be hard to take. There's no question about it.
Now this is a little bit late for milking here. And I've been talking with you this afternoon. You don't usually milk. You're a field man. You do the stuff in the field?
That's right. I haven't had much to do with the dairy for the last 5 years. Rick has been the one taking care of that. And I was more or less doing the crops. I wanted to get out of that part of the farming, and which I did.
Now you're also telling me this afternoon that you think about 1915 is when your father bought this?
That's right. At least that's what my dad told me.
That was Eczema Boire?
That's right.
Now I checked, I told you this afternoon I had an 1869 map, and I went back and I did check, and there was a B. Rogers, Rodgers, at this location, and you said it was a couple of elderly ladies that your father bought it from named Rogers?
That's correct, because that's what he told me, and I wasn't around at that time, so I'd take his word for it.
Well, that was 1915. You were born about 2 or 3 years after that, weren't you? Now, according to that map, I think there was a Dodds farm south of here. Does that sound reasonable?
Yes, it is.
And there was also a schoolhouse over toward the village of Champlain a little bit.
That's right. That's where Herbie Brunel lives now.
So Herbie lives in the site of the old schoolhouse.
That's right. He bought that from my father. I don't remember how many years ago, but it's quite a while ago.
So how was it attending that school back then, that one-room school? Was it tight quarters?
I never did.
Well, I have to admit that there was, right next door between my place and the Ridgeview Farm, there was another schoolhouse, and my father did attend that one when he was young, but he did go on and attend the Champlain Academy, it might have been called at that time, up by probably where Carl Friend lives right now, I think.
Yeah, the first public school was in that place. See, I went across the fence. I attended St. Mary's.
A lot of us good people attended St. Mary's, huh?
They finally straightened a few of us out.
Some turned out better than others. I just wanted to come down here. Liz, as you know, gave me a call late last week and asked me if I could find time to get down here, and I did want to get a couple shots here of what's going to be your last milking. Any comments you want to make at this? We're probably going to pick up on this tape tomorrow morning.
Well, I'm hoping to keep the farm a few more years because it's been in the family so long, but I mean, if the right opportunity comes around, well, I guess that'll be it for the Boire family on this farm.
So if some big developer decides that, or some farm, actually I imagine you'd prefer to see it go to another farmer, wouldn't you?
Well, I'd like to see the land stay in production, but you know, these days you got to look for your own future. So whether it's farming or development, something I hope will happen.
Have you been following the proceedings on the zoning hearings to see what this is going to be zoned? Have you looked into that?
Yes, I've looked into it some. I'm not really up to date on it, but I've looked into it, yes.
Now, will you be selling crops and raising heifers, that type of thing, for the next couple of years?
Yes, I'll be doing that. I got to do something to keep myself busy.
I know that's what my father and my brother have been doing for the past 7 years. It's getting kind of crowded in the crops and heifer raising field, isn't it?
It sure is. I don't know how much longer we can stay in that field.
The number of people buying the cattle is dwindling, but as you and I were talking about this afternoon, it does seem that there are some big farms that are flourishing, and 20 years down the road we might just have a handful of farms in the area that are all rather large.
Well, the cost of operation is the big item today, and if you don't have volume, it's hard to keep up with the expenses, and that's why a lot of the smaller operators are going out of business. I don't foresee any change in that. I was always hoping it would get better, but you know, unless you get volume and a fairly large size operation, you just can't meet expenses and create a profit for yourself. It's gotten too hard.
The cost of equipment is just out of sight for the average farmer.
It's completely out of sight. I mean, you know, for our type of operation, you can't even justify it anymore.
We took a tour. I don't know if you saw on Channel 21 a tour of Tony Trombley's John Deere collection in Ingraham, and we found out after that among his collection is my father's original John Deere that he bought back in 47 or 48 for $1,400, and that was quite a step up from a team of horses back in 1947.
Well, you know, I still got the last tractor my dad bought back in 1953 from, I think it's Jack Dragoon's father.
Floyd?
Yeah, Floyd Dragoon. And I believe he paid possibly $2,000 for it then. I'm not really sure. Could have been less. And it's still operating in tip-top shape. But it's not the equipment that they have today, that's for sure.
It doesn't have the horsepower to pull the machinery and do the work that you need to have these days. And $2,000 is, sometimes you're lucky to get out of the repair shop with $2,000.
That's certainly right, but I keep it around. It's just like me, it's an old relic.
In better shape, I hope.
Well, I hope so.
Any other comments you'd like to make on this evening, Jerry?
Well, I sure hope that the future in farming is a little bit brighter than what it appears to be right now. I mean, I feel sorry for the young ones trying to get started, because if they haven't got any help, it's almost impossible. Hopefully it'll turn around.
Well, I know you told me that your father bought this. You think he was 19 years old when he bought this farm. The possibility of a 19-year-old buying a working farm today is just impossible, right?
It's totally impossible, because the cost is just too high. And he can't even come close to meeting the payments on it.
Well, I guess time marches on is what the expression is, and unfortunately for many things, time does march on. And as you and I were talking this afternoon, I know on this road and on the Ridge Road, there just aren't too many farmers left.
There sure isn't. We're certainly getting few and far between.
Thanks, Jerry. Now, I noticed you feed. Did some of the farmers get away from feeding during milking? I think Ridgeview put in their new one. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them that's done that. But, you know, when I put in this, that was the style back then, and I've never changed. It seems to be working fairly well for us. So. A lot of them are going to total mixed ration, which is very good for the cattle. I mean, you can really get good production out of it, but we've did it a little different way, and it's worked for us. I mean, we had to make the older buildings, we had to remodel them and try and make it work, because I just couldn't afford a whole new setup. And it has worked for us. But now, like you say, times are changing, and it's really hard to keep up with all the things that's going on today in farming.
We'll pick up on the story tomorrow morning at the auction. This is September 3rd, a Thursday evening, and the time is 8:45.
$11:23 a.m. September 4th.
we're on the air, you're gonna have to show us your cow collection.
Get on that camera.
You have a cow collection there, Mrs. Boire?
Yes, I do.
Would you like to show it to us?
Sure.
Well, where is it?
Follow me. Show them the ones we gave you now. Okay. Well, there's, I got, whatever. Well, I guess the most of them are over. There's my little, I got this one here on my little horse.
Okay.
The bank. And then
Bank,
we've
bank,
got
bank. Oh,
big bank.
a big bank. Is that full?
Not yet, we're working on it.
Oh, it'll be full after today.
I don't know. And then it's just a very small little collection. Marianne and Ricky gave us that whole set up there. And the others come from all of the children. They've all given us some here and there, and we've picked up some on trips. But they've all got a special meaning behind it.
There's a story behind every cow. Right?
Yes, yes there is. Somewhere we visited or some special occasion. And that's just about it. Just my, oh, and I got a couple on my bed.
Oh, you better want to show those. Where? Oh, there they are. Yeah, there.
But that's about it. That's about it, huh?
So we talked to your husband last night. What's going through your mind today?
Oh, a lot of mixed emotions, I guess you would say. Like we were saying, it's the end of one thing and the beginning of another. We'll take it from there one day at a time. See how things go.
We've been told that the sign arrived yesterday.
I guess so. Trying to get him to go to college, but
You got one? You don't have your picture.
he had his way when he moved back to school this year. Oh no? Yeah, he tried to stay right down.
Turn around, Bob. I want to see you. Stop out. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. All right,
Kids go to college every year. That's going to take out.
Mine, does mine know
looked out there, I don't know where he got him, but...
Yeah, I know, but it was one that I had to shovel out by hand. I didn't care about doing that.
Two minutes before 12. And the auction's about to start, looks like. Looks like they're about to get things underway.
David's got
Doctor's right there.
In here, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to sit down, if you want to stay and enjoy the sun, that's all right too.
Take the right down.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you here today to the Boire Farm sale. Gerald and Mary, and Rick and Mary Rabideau, the owners. It's a nice day, a lot more pleasant than it was yesterday, and we sure appreciate you for coming out here today. Gerald, if you wanted to come up here a second, I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you get around, do enough of these in the business.
There you go.
You get to know the people, and
Girls can come.
there's a lot of good people, and then there's some real special ones, and these people are very special. They've been here, Gerald's been married 37 years. They've been here 38, and his father here before that. Gerald and Mary raised 7 kids, a boy and 6 girls.
How much for this one?
We are using the big ring today because we were a little worried we wouldn't get the family all in. Now, Gerald, I'm going to turn this over to you, and you can do all the introductions because I couldn't keep them straight if I tried.
You just want to tell us who they all are, Gerald?
First of all, I guess most of the people know me. I'm Jerry, and this is my wife, Mary, or better known as Liz. The second one, the shorter one. And this is my partner in operation, Rick Revenue, and that's his wife. That's his wife, Mary Ann, and then my oldest daughter, Linda. Second daughter, Debbie. I don't know where this one comes from. My other daughter, Amy, and her husband, Eric, and my one and only son, Exie.
Yeah. Thank you, Gerald.
You got 2 missing, John.
I thought I was counting wrong there.
Yeah, we got Alicia and Becky that's working. I mean, some of us gotta work.
They're going to milk the cows out.
All right, thank you very much. Rick here, the partner, he's given us most of the information on the cows, ladies and gentlemen. It's as up to date as we possibly can have it, the breeding and whatever. Any changes in this catalog, there are a bunch of heifers that have calved. We're going to announce it to you. We're going to let you know. We're going to let you know about all these cows. Udders, I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, they just got their report back from the milk plant. Their somatic cell count, I believe, Rick, was 89,000 on the 82,000. Excuse me, 82,000 on the somatic cell count. So you can tell things are right up to date, ladies and gentlemen. These cows haven't been pushed. They've made a good living off these cows. They're an easy bunch of cows to work with. You move them around, you handle them, clipping them. They just are an awful nice set of cows to work with. The terms of the sale today are cash or a good one-way check before you leave today. If you've made a purchase, please settle up with the cashiers. They're in the milk house. If you don't see any of us today, please see the cashiers before you leave. Again, we are going to tell you everything. Bill DeLarme here to my left's the sale manager today. If you don't know me, I'm Jack Treadway. I'll be selling the sale. Kelly Nevert's going to be taking some bids, and he will be writing your buyer number. If you buy a cow, we're going to write the number right on the cow. In these free stalls, it's a little hard to find them, so we are going to put the numbers on these cows, ladies and gentlemen, kind of expedite everything. They'll milk these cows as soon as the sale's over. They're going to milk these cows before you take them home. Now, if we do advise these cows that were, Rick got out of the barn about 1 o'clock last night from milking them. They're going to have a lot of milk in them. We do advise that you milk them before you ship them. If you don't want your cow milked, you better tell us. But we do advise maybe to get the milk out of them. Ray Hurlbert, Mike and Tom, Ray Metcalf back here in the barn. They're doing all the hard work, ladies and gentlemen. Ray set the tent. Estelle here to my right is going to be taking the bidder numbers for you. Billy, unless you can think of something else.
Yeah, I got a couple of things, Jack. I'd like to thank Rick and Gerald here and the family for inviting us here today to represent them on this day of hard to come on their part. Gerald has asked me to tell you if anybody's interested in some corn silage. He has a part of a silo back here. If you see him personally, if you're interested in some silage, he is going to have feed to sell here through the year, and after the first of the year he's got a lot of feed to sell. So if some of you people are in the area or anywhere near and need feed, see Gerald. Other than that, like Jack tells you, immediately following the sale they're going to start milking these cows. There's trucks available, the cattle are all tested. Dr. Evans has done the work in this herd here for years. Any of you people that know Dr. Evans, he said it's been one of the nicest and pleasantest herds to work in, that he has had the privilege. He said things were always done and done right here. So if there's any questions at any time any of you have, when there's a cow in the ring, if you'd like to try her before she goes out, don't hesitate, raise your hand and we'll give you the opportunity to do so. Because after they go out the gate, they're going to be your cows. And I thank you all for being here.
All right, Billy, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're ready to go with lot 129 orange. There are some duplicate numbers, that's why we put the color of the tag in there. Make sure if you buy one, ladies and gentlemen, if you are keeping your numbers, make sure you write the color of the tag down there. We wouldn't want anybody to get screwed up. Lot number 129 orange, ladies and gentlemen, a cow just fresh here the end of July. Just fresh the end of July, ladies and gentlemen. Turn around and take a look at how much on her, and what do you say? 15 to go. 15 to go. 1000, 1050. 10 bidding, 1050. That'll mean a 50, 50, minimum 50. Take a look, and what do you want? A bucket full of milk right here, ladies and gentlemen. 9. Take your money. 9 a quarter. 9 a quarter. 950. 975. 10 under 10, 10, minimum 10, 10, 10, 25, minimum 10, 25. That'll mean a 25. 10 under 25. 10 under. Take a turn, gentlemen. 10, 25. 10, 50. 10, 50. Billy, give me more money. 10, 50. 10, 75. Minimum 10, 75, 10 and a half, 75, now 1100. 1100, I got 10, 7, now 11 and a quarter, gentlemen. 1125, 1100, 25, now 50, minimum 1150, 1125, 1150, give you a bucket full of milk, gentlemen, straight all the way. 1125, 1150, you're out, got to be 1175, gentlemen. 1150, 1175, 1200 in a ton, minimum 12, get them in, Billy, what's he say, yes or no, $1,200, gentlemen, thank you. Now 12 and a quarter, gentlemen, working got you out, 1225. Take a look here at a lovely good just a milk machine right here. 12 and a quarter, gentlemen. 1225. Thank you. Now 1250. Now 1275, gentlemen. Now $1,300. Now 13 and a quarter. 1325, gentlemen. Bucket full of milk here once, twice. 1325, 1300, 1325, 1350, 1325, 50 now. 1375, 40, 40 minimum, 1400, 1375. Been a long road of 1400, 40, minimum, 41 time, 1375, 40, 40. Yes or no? Down she goes. You want any? 14, gentlemen, 1375, $1,400. I sold her 1375 right down here.
Number 36.
All right, lot 28 in the green. On that cow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, strike count here, doing about 3 weeks, and how much and go, and what do you say? 10 and go, 10 and go, 950. 900 in a 950, minimum 50, 950 now, 10, minimum 10, 975, dig your money, 10. 975, 10, minimum 10, 975. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, ripped to the floor and her hide just like silk. This cow will milk. 975, 10, now 10 and a quarter. 1025, gentlemen, you want in at 1025, thank you, now 10, 50, minimum, 50, minimum, 10, 50, 10, 75, minimum, $75, 10, 50, 10, 75, can't see you, 10, 50, 75, gentlemen, take a look here, 10, 75, minimum, 75, you want in at 1075, 10, 50, 10, 75, I'll tell you something, gentlemen. This is a dairy cow. We got to move, but we're just not right here. 1050, 1075. Thank you. Now 11 Billy. 1075, 1100, 1125, 1125, minimum, 1150, 1125. Your turn of 50 now. 1175, 1150, 1175, 5075, minimum 75. You want 1175. I'll tell you, big as a house. Don't miss this cow for $25. 1175. Now $1,200, sir. 1200. $1,200, 1175, 12, 1175, down you go to 1200, you're not 1200 again, what do you say at 1200, 1175, once, twice, $1,200, now 12 and a quarter, Kelly, get your man in at 1225, 1200, you're not 25, minimum 1225, I sold her $1,200, see Billy.
59.
153 orange, ladies and gentlemen, over the page to 153 orange. Okay, we got a cow just bred here in August, not check pregnant. Oh, a bucket full of milk right here.
Oh, just the
Check
first
that
gap
number
upper.
again. 153
orange.
153 orange, ladies and gentlemen, bred back here the 16th. The first calf heifer just fresh a couple months. How much on her now? What do you say, gentlemen? Young cow here in 10 and go. $1,000 and go. Take them and go at 1000 in a 9, 9 a quarter. 900 in a 9, 25, minimum 25, minimum 25. Gentlemen, take a look here. And a lovely young cow right here. And don't miss this cow. 900, 9 a quarter. 900, 925. Thank you, sir. 950, minimum 50 here, 25, minimum 950 here, 9 a quarter, 9 and a half, 50, minimum 50 now, 975, now 10. 10, now 10 a quarter, 10, 25, minimum $25 in a 10. Jimmy Kelly, get your man in at 10 and a quarter.
Good heifer, boy.
Oh, Bill, is that a nice uddered young cow right
Got her whole
there?
life ahead of her. She's going ahead.
10 under, 10 and a quarter, gentlemen. 10 under, 10, 25, calling Billy. 10 under, 10, 25, minimum, 25, minimum, 25, minimum, 25, 10 under, 10, 25, yes or no, down she goes to 10 under, 10, 25, gentlemen. See Billy, $10.
Number one, the buyer. That's easy to write. Okay.
114 orange, ladies and gentlemen, 114 orange. Oh, bred here in April. Bred and check pregnant. All right, winter cow right here, ladies and gentlemen. How much on her and what do you say? How much and go?
Big cow.
Oh, big cat lady right here. How much and go and what do you say on her? 10 and go. 10 and go. 800 and a quarter. 800 and a wee 25. It'll be a 25. Digger turn a 25. Minimum 25. You want it at 8 and a quarter, sir? 8 and a quarter, thank you, 850. 825, 850, 825, any minimum, biddy here, no 8 and a quarter, 8 and a half, any minimum, 850, 825. Take a look here, 850, 8 and a quarter, 850, minimum, 850, 825, 50. 825, gentlemen, pay attention right here. We can't have them all fresh for you, but I'll tell you, this is a big cow right here.
Now wait, 1600 here, boy.
8 and a quarter on my man, 850, 825, 850, gentlemen, 825 down here, 8 and a quarter, 850, minimum, biddy here, no 825 down. Go to 50, 75, now 9 and a quarter, 9, 25, 9, 50, now 75, minimum, 75, will be 9 and a half, 75, gentlemen, take a look here, 9, 75, minimum, 75, all 10, 110, and working, got you out of 10, 175, here, turn a dental, minimum, 10, 109, 75, down to 10, gentlemen, I sold her 975 right there.
26 is the buyer.
57 green is next, ladies and gentlemen. Just turn the page to 57 green. Okay, winter cow, pregnant cow right here, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. And oh, Billy.
You say pregnant.
Oh, is this a nice cow right here, eh?
Just a heifer.
All right, gentlemen. Yes, sirree. Just a youngster. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how much and go? What do you say? 12 and go. 900, 950. 900, gentlemen, take your turn to 950, now, 50, 25, 50, minimum, 950, 925, 50, minimum, 50, take a look at 925, 950, 950, 975, 975, minimum, 75, she is 57 green. 950's bid, now 975, now 10, sir, your turn, 10, now 10 and a quarter, 10 and a half, I have 50, minimum, 10, 50, 10, 75, minimum, 10, 75, 1100, 11, minimum, 1100, you want in 1100, Greg, I mentioned 11, minimum, 1100, 10, 75, 1100, now 11 and a quarter, 1125, 25, 1150, 1150, now 1175, 1175, 1175, your turn, 1150, 1175, I got you, yes, sir, I got him in at 1150.
Okay.
1175. Now 1200, sir. 1200 on a fancy young cow. 12 and a quarter. 1225, minimum, 25, 1200 in a year, turn a 25, niggas turn a 1250, minimum, 1250, here, 12 and a quarter, bid and half, you, 1250, minimum, 50, now 1275, minimum, 75, now 1250, 1275, pay attention, gentlemen, right here. 1250, 1275, I'm calling him at 1250. 1275, 1275, 1250 here and down she goes to 75, minimum 1275, I sold her 1250 right here.
26.
Lot number 136 orange. 136 orange, ladies and gentlemen. 10, now 10, minimum, 50, now 1100, 11, minimum, 1100, 10, 50, 10, 75, 50, 75, 10, 50, 10, 75, minimum, 75, I think it's now 1100, 1100, now 1125, minimum 25, now 1150, Kelly, now 75, mid 75, now 1200, oh, minimum 1200. Call Kelly here at 1175, Billy. You got to be 1200. 1175, 1200, 12 and a quarter, 25, minimum 1250, minimum 1250, here at 1225, 1250, minimum 50, here at 1225, take your turn to 50, Billy, get your man in at 1250, 1225, 1250, minimum 50, dairy cow right here. This is a dairy cow. 1225, 1250. 1225, gentlemen, 1250, 1225, and call Kelly, 1225, minimum, 1250, here to 1225, down she goes at 1250, see Kelly, 1225.
Got the number? Yep.
We didn't get it up here. Two. Lot number 135 orange, ladies and gentlemen, 135 orange. All right, bred in July. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, take another look right here, and another dairy cow here, and what do you say? 12 and go, 900, 9 a quarter. 900 in a thought a moment, 925, 925, minimum 25, pay attention here, 900, 9 a quarter. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, another good sound cow right here, handling herself extremely well. 900, 9 a quarter. 900 in a 925, minimum 25, minimum 925. Pay attention here, 900, 9 a quarter, gentlemen. 900, 9 a quarter. Tell you, I don't know what's wrong here, gentlemen, but this is a good straight cow right here. 25, 1050, 1075, silver 1050. 146 orange. 146 orange, ladies and gentlemen. Bred back. Another cow bred back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. And how much on her? How much you go, ladies and gentlemen? Now pay attention here. And what do you say? How much you go on her? And take your turn and 8 and go. 800, 8 and a quarter. 8, bid 8, 25, 8, 25, 8, bid 8, 75, bid 75, 99, bid minimum 99, 45, bid minimum 9 a quarter, Billy 900, 9, 25, 9, bid 25, 100 into 9, 25, pay attention, what do you say, gentlemen, 900, 9, 25, bid minimum 25, 9, 9, 25, Billy, I'm calling you right at 900, 9 a quarter, somebody's awake. Okay, that is 146 orange. 900, 9 a quarter. 900 into 925, call Billy 900, 925, minimum 25, 925, minimum 25, take it into 900, 925, think it's into 950, minimum 950, Billy gets some more money, 925, 950, minimum 550, 925, 950, see Billy 9 a quarter. Oh, Billy doing a month and another sprinter right here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here she goes. Yes, sirree, doing October. How much on her? What do you say? 12 and go, 1000, 1050, 1000 in a 1050, 1100 in 1150, minimum 50, minimum 1150, minimum 50. You guys are out now. So my man is 1100. You got to be 1150. Now $1,200. 1200 in a 12, minimum 1200 in 1150, your turn 1175, minimum 75, minimum 1175, 1150, 75, 1150, 75, 50, your turn 1175, minimum 1175, you want in, yes or no, done, thank you. Now $1,200, 1200, now 12 and a quarter, now 1250, now 1275, 1250, 1275, minimum 75, take a look here, 1250, 1275, down she goes at 1250, 1275, you see the man here at 1250.
What do we got for number? You're better looking every time I look at you. Number 5.
81 orange. 81 orange, ladies and gentlemen, over the base, please, to 81 orange. All right, a quarter. 800 in 825, I think is there no even, minimum 50, you know, 825, your turn at 850, pay attention, 875, minimum 875, no, 8.5, 875, 875, you want in the 99, 9 bid minimum 900 in 875, Billy, give me more money, 900 in a 99, bid minimum 99, bid minimum things in a 925, 925, 950, 975, 975, 1000 in a 10, 1025, bid minimum 25, your turn, gentlemen, 925, 1050, 1050 now, 1075, your turn again, 1075 now, 11 here, 11, bid minimum 1100 in a 1075, take your turn, 11, bid minimum 1100 in a 1075, go on in it. Here, gentlemen, $1,075, $1,100, and down she goes at $1,075, $1,100. See the man right there, $1,075. $341. Okay, now that's a retag, ladies and gentlemen. This cow was retagged. The number in your book is 39 orange. 39 orange. Oh, a bucket full of milk right here.
Pounds a day right there, boys.
Okay, this is a retag. In your catalog, it says 39, oh, into 1350, 1375, yes or no, down she goes to 1350, 1375, now 1400, working got you out, 1375, 14, nobody knows these cows any better than you do. 1375, 14 one time, yes or no, 14? I sold her, 1375, thank you very much. 151 orange. 151 orange, ladies and gentlemen. This cow here. Try it the other way. Try it the other way. Ooh, I'll tell you another good cow right here.
Oh, ain't that a good bike? Her number is 151. 151 orange.
Yes, sir. 151 orange and another silky dairy cow right here. How much under now? What do you say, ladies and gentlemen? Now pay attention. 1,200, 12 go. 900, 950. 900 in the 950, minimum biddy here, and that'll mean the 925, minimum 925. Pay attention, silky cow. 925, 950, 975. 950, 975, minimum 75.
Yep.
Thank you. Now 10. 975, it'll mean nothing, and then the minimum 10. I mean, no, I'm a 975. You turn a 10, and then the minimum 10. 75, you want in, gentlemen, 1050, 1075, 1050, 1075, minimum 75, doing the winner.
February
1050, 1075, 10, got a good cow man on the other end too. 1050, 1075, now 11. 1100, 1175, down to 1100, 1125, get some more money, 1125, minimum 25, Kelly, what's your man say? 1125, 1125, 1075, 1100, now 1125, minimum 1125. See Billy, $1,100.
44.
51 green. 51 green, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have a 51 green. 58 green. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. 58 green, ladies and gentlemen. Due in January. Winter cow right here.
January, boys.
Boy, I'm telling you, now she must just be given a bucket full of milk right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 12 and go. 900, 9 and a quarter. 900 in a 925, 925, minimum 950, 925, minimum 50, gentlemen, we're hooking go. I got 1200 in a quarter, 925, minimum 25, 1200, minimum 25, 1200, 1225. Yes or no, Eddie? 1225. I sold it. $1,200 right here. That's 26. 98 green. 98 green, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, mercy, mercy, Billy, we got a cow here doing a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks? I don't think you got a week.
Oh, mercy, mercy, and a rib to the floor and ready to go to work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go to springing cow. What do you say? 1200, 10, 1050, 1000 in a 1050, minimum 50 in a 10, 25, 50, 50 now, 75, minimum 10, 75. Give me more money, thank you, sir. 1100 in 11, minimum 1100, gentlemen, 11, minimum 11, minimum 1100. You want it? 1100 now, 11 and a quarter now, 1150, 50, minimum 1150. Get your man in, Kelly. 1150, 1150. It's your turn, sir. 1150, 1150. Thank you. Now 1175, 1150, 1175. Now 1200 in a 12 now, 1225, minimum 25, 1250, minimum 50 now, 1275, minimum 1275. Kelly, give me more money. 1275 now, 1300 in a 13, 30 minutes, 30 now, 1325, 1325, 1325 now, 50, 1325. Your turn of 50, 50 minutes, 1325. Now she goes to 1350 in a 1325. Yes or no? 1350. Thank you. Now 1375, 1375, and don't lose it, sir. Now $1,400. 1375, 1400, 1475, yes or no, down she goes at 1400, now 14 and a quarter, sir, working got you out, 1400, 1425, 1400 in, down she goes at 1425, 14 bidding 25, yes or no, 1425, I sold her $1,400.
58 the buyer.
156 orange is the next victim.
Okay.
156 orange, ladies and gentlemen. Just fresh, gentlemen. Ooh, what a nice one.
Rick said this is probably one.
Well, I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I know we got to move along, but I got to tell you, I got to hand it to Mary here. She's been married to Gerald for 37 years, raised a wonderful family, worked awful hard. But you know, I figured out after talking to Gerald this morning in the barn, he usually gets what he wants. Because quite a few years ago, him and his dad were farming it here, and they were putting in loose hay, everybody else had balers. Everybody had a baler around but Gerald and his dad. Gerald was getting pretty doggone sick by handling all that loose hay behind the hay loader. So he talked to his dad. Dad said, no, everything's just fine. We're going along. We're putting in good feed. So one day his dad took the day off and went away, and Gerald went out and he mowed about 25 acres of hay down. Dad come home that night. So what did you do that for? He said, I did that because we're going to own a baler tomorrow morning, or you're going to do this alone. So Gerald usually gets what he wants, and they did. They got a baler the next day. Now that story may not be 100% accurate, but it's about 99%. Well, that may be, but he had a baler.
Let's sell this good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Just fresh the 24th, the lovely heifer right here. 1200, 10, 10, 50, 10, 100, and a 10, bitty, bitty, minimum, bitty, bitty, minimum, bitty, 1, and a 10, bitty, 10, 100, 10, 50, now 1100, 10, 75, now 11, your turn, 11, 11, bitty, now 11, 25, 11, 25, 1100, and a down, he goes to 25, 10, you want a young cow, 11, 25, 11, bitty, bitty, minimum, 11, bitty, now 1175. 1175, your turn to 75, minimum, 1175, now 1200, and a quarter, 12, 25, minimum, $25, and a 1200, 12, 25, 12 bid, 25, 1200, your turn, 12, 25, now 12, minimum, biddy, minimum, 12, 50, 1200, 12, 25, minimum, bid. Gentlemen, you want in on a fancy young cow? 1250, 1275, working got you out, 1275, 1275. I'll tell you, gentlemen, you can't put a price on youth. And that's what she has. 1250, 1275, your turn. 1250, 1275, minimum 75, yes or no, down she goes at 1250, 1275, once, twice, 1275, you want in one time, 1275, I sold her, see Billy, 1250, number one.
You'll like her, Greg.
30 green is next. 10, 1050. 10 bid, 10 50, working, going down the road. 10, 10 a quarter. 10, 10, 10, 25, minimum, 25, minimum, 10, 25, minimum, 25, me, 1 in a 10, 25, minimum, $25 in a 10, 25, minimum, 25. Tell you, we're heading down the road, gentlemen. 10, 10 a quarter. 10, 10, 25, 10, 25, minimum, 25. Pay attention, cow's doing just a month, gentlemen.
That's right, boys. Just put her out the pasture and watch her make you money.
And there's one guy right here that's on her and ready to take her home. 10, 10 a quarter. 10 a quarter, thank you. 1050. 10, 25, 10, 50, 10, 75, minimum, 10, 75, minimum, 10, 75, 10, 50, 10, 75, minimum, $75 in a 10, 50 year, turn to 10, 75, minimum, 75, minimum, 75, 10, 50, 10. I'll tell you, you want to buy a bucket full of milk. This is the kind of cow that can make it right here. 1050, 1075, thank you. Now 1100, Billy. Get your man in. 11, now 11 a quarter. 1125, now 1150. 1125, 50, now 1175, minimum 75, minimum 1175, 1150, 1175, minimum 75, minimum 1175, 1150, 75. Now 1200, 1200, working got you out, sir. 1175, 12, minimum 1200 one time. My shoulder, 1175.
Number 20.
Couldn't get much more spring. Just a heifer. Ladies and gentlemen, there is one thing that I forgot to announce here, and it just dawned on me. All these dry cows have been dry treated. Okay? They've been dry treated.
her that can't go in the tank, and we'll tell you about her.
And that's because she just calved last night, yesterday, yes sirree. But all the dry cows have been treated, gentlemen, so just so you know. All right, and we're going to sell you a Springer right here, yes sirree.
First calf offer.
All right, how much and go? 12 and go 10, 1050. 1000 in a 1050 now, 1100 in 1150, 1350 now, 1200 in a 1250, mini minimum, 1250 in a 1200, 12 mini minimum, mini minimum, 50, yes or no, now you. 1250 in a 1250 now, 1300 in a 1330, 1250, 1275, 1275, 1250, 75, 1275, 12 and a half, 15, 75, minimum, 75, in a 1250, 75, minimum, 1275, gentlemen, 1250, 1275, 1250, take a look at the young cow, now 1300, 1300 in a 1325, 1325, minimum, 1325, 1325, mini minimum, 1350, mini minimum, 1350, 1325, mini minimum, 1350, 1325, 1325, 1325, now she goes a 50, we're in a 1325, help me out a mini minimum, 50, Billy, what's he say, yes or no at 1325, 1350, I sold her, 13 and a quarter, see Billy.
Number 2.
76 green, Ray. All right, 76 green, ladies and gentlemen. Just fresh, not a month yet. Oh, Bill, this is another one of them good first calf ever. Another first calf ever. Just fresh. You know, the way Rick takes care of them, I'm not so sure they ain't all his babies. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. Not fresh a month. And what do you say? 1000, 1050. 1000 down you go to 10, minimum, bitty, and then 10, 25, minimum, 10, 25, 10, 100, 10, 25, minimum, 10, 25. Day, you want a young one. You want a good cow right here. I got 9 and a quarter. I got 950, 975, 1000, 1000 in a 10, 25, 10, 50, 10, 75, minimum, 10, calling me now, no mistakes. 1050, 1075, now 11, now 11 and a quarter, 11, 25, now 1150, 1150, 1175, 1175, minimum, 75, now 1200, 1225, 12, 25,
One time, I don't think we're going to get her there. 12, 25,
here, I'm in the third row at 1200, need 12 and a quarter, 1200, 1225, yes or no, down to go to 1200, 12 and a quarter. I sold her $1,200 right there. Number 1, Visor. Heading for Bloomville, New York. If you ain't been here, you ought to visit. 99 green.
Another dry cow, right ready. Boys, she's going to calf tonight, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, sir.
A real cow, just look at her.
All right, gentlemen, here we go. Pay attention. 15, 1200, 10. Now 10, 50, now 11, now 11, 50, 50, now 1200, and a 12, 50, 50, minimum, 12, 50, and a 1300, and a 13, 30, minimum, 13, 30, minimum, 1300, and a 12, 50, 13, 50, 1300, and a 12, 50, 30, now 30, 50, minimum, 50, and a 1300, and a 13, 25, now 50, minimum, 50, naked, and a 13, 75, 13, 50, 75, now 14, 300, and a 14, 25, Billy, get your man in a 14, 25, 14, 25, 1400, 14, 25, 14, 25, 1400, 14, 25, 1400, 14, 25, 1400, 14, 25, I'll tell you. Stuff to buy in this folks right here. 14, 14 and a quarter, gentlemen. 1400 in a 14, 25, 14, 15, 25, down goes a 25, minimum, 14, 25, 1400 in a bigger turn, 25, minimum, 14, 25. I sold her $1,400 right over there, number 2. $150 orange. Yes, sirree. $150 orange. Red back is still milking iron. Oh, a lovely silky one right here.
Don't be afraid to holler.
Oh, pay attention right here, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. And what do you say? 12 and go. 900, 900. Take your money. 800 and a quarter. 825, 50, 858 something. 858, 75, 858, 75, 99, minimum, 925, 925, Billy, what's he saying? 925, 950. Doing the winner. 925, 950. 925, digger to the 950, and a 925, try again, a 950, pay attention, you want in, thank you. Now 975, 975, 10, 100 in a 10, 25, 10, 25, working out there, 10, 100 in a quarter, 10, 25, you want in a 10, 25, 10, 25. She was bred in May, brings her due in February, gentlemen.
And check safe for job.
Wait a minute, just she's bred the 13th of May and check pregnant, gentlemen. But she is check pregnant.
Well, they might
Dr.
not
Evans
know
went.
they check
Dr. Evans went through everything, and anything that isn't, we'll tell you.
She is a February gal, and that's the way.
I've got 10 right here, 10 and a quarter, gentlemen. 10, 100, 10 and a quarter. 10, 100, 10, 10, 25, things are 10, bitty, minimum, bitty, now, 10, 75, now, 11, minimum, 100, now, 11, 25, bitty, minimum, bitty, 11, 25, now, she goes to bitty, minimum, 11, 50. Sold her right here, 1125, number 26. Thank you very much.
What you do now? 58. What you do? What, 56? Yeah. We'll change it.
We'll take care of you. 11 bitty and 1100 down to the minimum bitty and 1100 bitty 1100 1125 1125 100 and 1125 minimum 100 your turn 25 minimum 1125 1 and 1125 now 1150 1150. Did you just bid it? You okay? I'm sorry. 1125, 1150. We don't want to take it twice. 1125, 1150. 1125, minimum biddy here, a bucket full of milk, 1125. Now she goes to minimum 1150 here, 1125. Yes or no at 1150, gentlemen. He owns her at 1125, number 1. $49 green. Minimum 75, yes or no, down she goes to 1050, 1075. See the man right here. $1,050. And go. How much can go? What do you say? 12 go, 10, 1050. This is a good one, boys. 10, 1050, 10, 1050, minimum, now 1100, 1150, now 1100, now 100 1250, 1250, 1250, think is there a 13, 1300 in a 13, 30 minimum, 1300 in a 1250, 30, 30 now, 1350, 50 minimum.
119,
I'm at 13. I need 1350. She's fresh just a month. 1350. 1300 in a 1350. 1300 in a minimum, 1350, minimum, 1350, 1325. Now 50. Now 75. 1375. 1375. Minimum, 1375. Gentlemen, you want out. 1375. 1350. 1375. 1375. 1350. Now 40. 40 minimum. 1400 in 40 now. 1425. Minimum, 1425 now. 4050. Minimum, 50. 1425, sir, you want in a 1450, thank you, 1475, 1475, 1475, minimum, 1475, now 1500, now 1525, 1500, 1525, 1525, 1525, year, turn to 25, 1525, yes, sir, 1500, 1525, now 50, a work got you out, 1525, 1550, 1525, 1550, 1525, what do you say at one time at 1550? I sold her 1525. Thanks for your help. 30th of June 20th. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we're going.
It's 1:15.
What do you say? 12 go, 10 under. 10 go here and take your money. 900, I think she's a fancy effort. Ladies and gentlemen, how much you go and what do you say? What do you say? 112 and go 900, 9 a quarter. 900 in a 9, minimum 900, 9, minimum 9, take your money, 800 in a 8 and a quarter, 800 in a quarter, 800, 8, 1 of 5, minimum, 1 of 5, 1 of 5, think is there no 1125, 1150, minimum 50, 1125, down she goes 1150. See Kelly, 1125. 74 green. Okay, what's your number? Her number is 140 orange. 140 orange. Needs to go dry, gentlemen. All right, and what do you say? 10 to go, 9 under 9 a quarter. 9 bid, 925, 50 now, 9 75, bid minimum 75, bid minimum 9 75, 59 75, bid minimum 75, all is in the 9 bid here, turn to 75, bid minimum 9 75, 9 59 75, I think it's in the depths. Now team name, bid minimum 10 under 10 25, bid minimum 10 25, bid I'm going right here, $1,000. This gentleman give it to me. I need 10 a quarter. 10.25, now 10.50, now 10.75, now $1,100, now 11.25, 11.25, 11.50, 11.50, now 11.75, bid minimum 11.75, 1,200 in a 12.25, bid minimum 12.25. What's that number, Kelly? We can't see it. 77. Anybody got better eyes than this druid? 72, green. When in doubt, ask Rick.
Boys, I mean, all kidding aside, you want to see a dairy cow?
This is a cow, isn't it?
Up on legs, look at the udder on her.
144 orange, just right. All right, gentlemen, here we go. 15 and go, 15 and go, 1,200, 12 and a half. 1,200 beers, 12.50 now, 1,300 in a 30 minimum, 30 here in a 1,300, 30 minimum, 50 here in a 1,300, 13.50, 1,300 50, 1,300 in a 13.50, think is there no 1,400 in a 40 minimum, 1,400 in a 40 minimum, 14 year out, you're going to be 1,400 in a 30.50, 14 more in a 30.51 in there, 1,400 in a 40 minimum, 40 minimum, 14, 30.50, 14, 30.50, 1,400 in a 14, minimum, 50 now, 1,500 in a 50, minimum, 50, 40, 50, 75, 14, 50 here, turn it 14, 75, 14, 50, band engineer, 14, 75, 14, 50, 75, 14, 75, 14, 50, 14, 75, one time, gentlemen, 14, 75, thank you, now $1,500 worth got you out, 14, 75, 1,500 in a 50, minimum, 50, 1,500, 14, 75, $1,500. I sold her 14.75, number 2.
Give me a couple minutes, I'd have had it. Yeah, we want to see you.
75, 10, 75, minimum, 10, 75, 10, 50 here, turn 75, minimum, 10, 75, 10, 50, 10, 75, 10, 75, 10, 50, 75, thank you. Now 1,100, Billy. 1,100 and 11, minimum, 1,100, 10, 75, 1,100 and 11, now 11.25, sir, your turn now 11.50, 11.25, 50, Billy. 11.25, 50, minimum, 50 and 11.25, take your turn of 50, minimum, 11.50, 11.25, 50, minimum, 11.50, 11.75, minimum, 11.75. 11.50, 11.75. Thank you. Now $1,200. 1,200 in a minimum, 1,200, 11.75, $1,200. Thank you. Now 12 and a quarter, 1,200 in a 25, minimum, 12.25, 1,200 times it goes 25, minimum, 12.25. I sold her $1,200, number 1. $71 green, ladies and gentlemen. October cow right here. And how much? 12 and go. 1,200 in a, what do you say? 1,200. Take your turn at 9 and a quarter. 900 in a 9.25. Minimum 9. Minimum 9.25. Your turn of minimum 950 in a 9.25. Take your turn of minimum 959.
Hold it, man. I want to try this round 1 quarter. Yeah, what do we get there? Sometime or other she got an old cut there. It didn't hurt it a bit, but it is a right front tit. It pulls good, but she has cut the end of the tit sometime or other. It's healed perfect and it didn't affect the milk cold at all. Never bothered her at all, right, Gerald? But it is there and we want to tell you like it is, boys.
All right, gentlemen, the man's okay at 9 and a quarter. You got to be 9.50 to play. 9.25, 9.50. 9.25, take your turn at 9.50, minimum 50. October cow. She pulls good, fellas.
Yes, sir.
9.25, 9.50. 9.25, 9.50, now 9.75, minimum 75, minimum 9.75, 9.50. Here she goes, 75, minimum 9.75, 9.50, 75, minimum 9.75, 9.50, 75, 9.50, 75. In the 9.50, 9.75, minimum 75, minimum 9.75, now get up to 10, minimum 10, and then minimum 10, under 9.75, $1,000, gentlemen. C. Kelly, 9.75.
36.
195 orange. November cowbell.
Picking the boxcar. Due in November, boys. Probably giving 50 pounds yet, isn't she, Rex? Close. There's a hell of a cow, boys, doing November.
All right, gentlemen, here we go. What do you say? How much on the cow? 195 orange is the number. Pay attention, how much on her? 15 and go, 15, 10, 10, 50. 10 take your money, 9, 9 and a quarter. 900 in a 9, 25, minimum, 25, I mean, 9, 25, minimum, $25 in a 9, 25, 50. Excuse, were you bidding, sir? I take it now. Sorry, I still got the 9, I still got the cow. 900, 9 and a quarter. 900 bid 925, 9 bid 25, minimum 25. I mean, I think it's 9 bid 9 bid 975, minimum 75. You're out, D&E, minimum D&E, minimum D&100 in a 975, 75. Pay attention here, D&E, minimum D&E, you want in a D&E, minimum D&100 in a 975, D&100 in a minimum D&100, 975, $1,000, gentlemen. 975, you turn a 10 in a minimum D&100, 975. Down she goes at $1,000. I sold her 975, number 1. Minimum, then you're out to be D&E, minimum 10, 100 in a 975, D&E, now 10, 25, minimum 25, 10, 50, Kelly. 10, 25, 50, 10, 25, 50, minimum 50, now 10, 75, minimum 10, 75. Now $1,100 to use, 1100 you want in, 11, 25, 11, 50, 11, 50, 50, now 11, 75, minimum 11, 75, now 12, 1200 in a 12, minimum 1200 in a 75, 12, now 12 and a quarter, 1225, sir, 1225, 1250, 1225, minimum 50, you're in a 1225, you're in a 50, minimum 1250, you're in a 1225, 1250. 1225, 1250, dig your minimum 50, you're in a 1225, down she goes at 1250, now 1275, 1250, 75, minimum 1275, 1250, 1275, I sold her 1250. I know, right there.
That's 39.
Don't get excited, Bill. What? 197? 197. 197 orange. Never thought of it. 1175. Now $1,200. 1200 in a 12, no, minimum 1200 in 1175, 1200 in 1175, 1200 in a 12 and a quarter, 1225, 1200 in a 25, I think it's in a 1250, 50 now, 1275, buy now, 1300 in a 1325, 50, 50, minimum 50 now, 75, 1375, 14, 1300 in a 1375, this was fun while it lasted, 1375, 14, 1375, 1400 in a 40, 40, hadn't cost you a penny yet, 1375, 14, 1375, 1400 in a 40, 40, minimum, 1400 one time, 1375, 14. I sold her 1375 right down front.
Number 39.
Yeah, either Burlington or Boston. I don't know.
Bidding, minimum bidding, 1475 once, twice, $1,500. I sold her 1475.
39. Boys, if you're gonna have a nice calculator.
117 orange.
You're not busy Sunday, man. I know he's gonna take you out for dinner. He's gonna be so happy.
What'd she say, Bill?
Well, we can do that too. Bill's gonna damn all of it.
117 orange here. 117 orange, ladies and gentlemen. Calbred and March do the first part of the year. Do the first of the year, ladies and gentlemen. 117 orange. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. And how much on her and what do you say? Take your turn. 10 and go, 10 and go. 900, 9 and a quarter. 900 in a 9 and 9 minimum 9 7 800 in a 8 and a quarter 8 minimum 8 25 8 minimum biddy and a gentleman pay attention here 8 and a quarter 8 and a half 8 25 8 25 minimum 8 25 minimum 8 25 you want in at 8 50 pay attention pretty good cow right here. 975 down she goes at $1,000 gentlemen 10 name minimum 1000 I sold her 975. Go. 84 orange is next. 84 orange, ladies and gentlemen. Due in January.
January, Joe.
To the very end of January, first part of February. Minute have 8 of the mama, bit of the mums of the mama, minute 8 of the mama, thank you, 9, bit of the 9, 25, 50, minimum 9, 59, 25, 9, 50, take a turn, 9, turn 50 now, 9 of the 5, 9 of the 5, I think you're turning 9 of the 5. Billy, who you call? 13, 50, mini, minimum, 50, 13, 25, 13, 50, mini, minimum, 13, 25, 13, 50. Call my man now at 13, 25. You guys are all out. 1325, 1350, now 1375, don't lose her now. 1350, 1375, 1350, 75, minimum 1375, your turn at 1350, 1375, one time. 1350, 1375, now $1,400, 1440 minimum, 1440 minimum, 14, 1375, 1400, 1440 minimum, 14. Tommy, you want in at one time at $1,400, 1400. I sold her 1375.
Yep, hold on. Oh, really?
Oh, yep, this gentleman needs a trucker right out here, fellas.
Yep. Somebody interested?
97 green. 97 green.
Hey, Bob, bring him up. Here comes another.
64.
Another
Oh. Due in October.
If he had dated his women like you find out there, he's dating everyone else.
Yep, sold her 12 and a quarter.
39.
329, you.
Ah, nothing. You just say it. Short, relax.
329 yellow is up. All right, December, early December cow. Do like the third day of December, Billy.
Yes, sir. Ain't she gonna look nice Christmas Day?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go on the December cow. How much and go and what do you say? 10 and go, 10 and go, 808 and quarter. 800, 825, 850, minty, now 875, 99, minimum 9, you're turning 9 now, 9 and a quarter, 9, 25, minimum 9, 25, minimum 25, minimum 25, 700, 725, now 50, minimum 750, 725, 50, 725, take your turn at 750, you're in 725, 750. Calling Kelly now at 7 and a quarter, gentlemen. No mistakes. 725, 750. 725 down she goes to 50, minimum, 50, minimum, 750. And 725, try again at 750, 725, 50, minimum, 750, 725, 750. I sold her 725. Could not be bred the 20th day of August. She was fresh the 20th day of August. Just fresh the 20th day of August, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about 44 green. All right, gentlemen, here we're going. How much on her? What do you say? 12 and go, 10, 10, 50. 10 under in a damn minimum, bitty first calf ever 10, bitty now 11, now 11, bitty, minimum, 11, bitty, 1100 here, 11, bitty, minimum, bitty now 1200 in a 12, minimum, 1200 in a 12, bitty, minimum, 12, bitty in a 1200, bitty, 12, bitty, 1200, bitty, 12, 1175, or 1225, I'm sorry, now 1250, Billy. 1225, 1250, 1225, 1250, 1225, 12, bitty, minimum, bitty, 1225, your turn. Now 13. 1275, 1300, working got you out. 1275, try again at 1330 minimum, 1300 in a 1275, down you goes at 1300 in a 1330 minimum, 1300. I sold them right here, 1275. 26. 10 50 10 75 minimum 10 75 50 75 10 50 here turn to 75 minimum 10 75 10 50 10 75 now 1100 10 11 minimum 11 now 1125 gentlemen your turn 1125 1100 bid 25 1100 your turn to 25 dollars and 1125 minimum 25 1100 take your turn to 25 minimum 1125 1100 bid 25 gentlemen thank you now 1150 sir 1125, 1150, 1125, 1150, 1125. When Eddie had his auction, he didn't ask him to do that. Yes. Now 1175, working got you out. 1150, 1175, 1150, 75, minimum 1175. I sold her 1150.
Probably one of the best heifers in the sale right here from my book, boys. Jesus Christ, is that a good afternoon? Well, that's a hell of a...
It's more than I had. 10, 1050, 10, 100, 10, minimum, 50, thank you, 11, minimum, 50, now, 12, minimum, 12, 111, 12, 112, 50, minimum, 50, minimum, 12, 50 now, 1400, 14, minimum, 1400, 13, 50, 14, 13, 50, 14. 1375, I'll meet you halfway. Now $1,400. 1,400. 1375, 14. 1375, 1400, 14, 40 minimum, 40, 40 minimum, 1400, 1375. Dig it, 40, 40 minimum, 1400, 1375, 14. Yes or no, down she goes at 1375. $1,400. I sold them to him, 1375.
55. You will love her.
Boy, yes, sirree. What do we got? 6. Never thought of it. Yes, Billy. Actually, November.
November, boy.
November 18th. 6, 6 1/4, 6 1/2. 6, 25, 50, 6, 25, 50, minimum, 50, minimum, to 6, 50, and a 6, 25, 50, you want in a 6, 50, 6, 75, now 700, in a 7, 25, minimum, 50, now 75, minimum, 75, 80, minimum, 800, 8 1/4. 800, in a 8, 25, minimum, 25, 800, 8, 25, now 8, 50, minimum, 50, Billy, get your man in a day, 50, minimum, 8, 50, 8, 25, you want in a 850. 8, 25, down she goes to 8, 50, minimum, 50, now 8, 75, 9, minimum 9, Billy, give me 9, minimum 900, 8, 75, 9, 75, 9, 900 in a 9, minimum 900 in a 8, 75, equal to 9, minimum 900 in a 9, 25, 50, minimum 9, 50, here to 9, 59, 25, 50, 25, 59, 25, down she goes to 9, 50, minimum 59, 25, equal to 50, minimum 9, 59, 25, I'm again at 950, gentlemen, 950, sold her 9 1/4, number 1. Minimum 1100 in 1075, 11. 1075, your turn 1100. Now 11 1/4, 1125. 1100 in 1125, anywhere 1100 in 25. Minimum 1125, once, twice, Billy at 11 1/4. 1125, I sold her right down here, $1,100. It's 141, orange. 925, 959, 25, minimum, video, 925, you want, and 9minimum, video, 925, 959, 25, your turn, minimum, video, 1, and 925, 950, now 975, now 10, 1000 and a 10, minimum, 10, now 10 1/4, count, more money, now 1050, 1025, 10, minimum, video, 1025, you, thank you, now 1075, now $1,100. 1075, $1,100. 1075, your turn, 11, minimum, 1075, take your turn, 11, 1125, now 1150, now 1175, minimum, right from the horse's mouth. All right, gentlemen, here we go. What do you say? 1200 and go, 12 and go, 12 and go, 10, 1000 and a 10, take your money, 800 and a 859, minimum, 1100, you're doing 1100, take your money, 1125, minimum, 1125, 1125, now 1125, minimum, 1125, minimum, 1125, you're doing 1125, you want 1125, 1125, minimum, 1125, I need 1125. 11 bid, 1125, now 1150, 1150, 1125, 1150, minimum, 50, 1125, down she goes the minimum, 1150, yes or no, down she goes 1125, 1150, I sold her, 11 1/4.
52 is the buyer. You'll love her.
149 orange.
God, I hate to see this happen.
Auction ends at 3 o'clock.
Champlain. No, I know. I thought, his boy and
Yeah, but the boy knows that.
Don't you start it. Because then we all...
I cried for a week.
Yeah, I know. You did. So did I.
And I couldn't figure out why. That was Calvin. Oh, got me biting my lip back there, and I'm so nervous. Yeah, everybody looks at their feet.
My cooked spaghetti legs are.
Don't worry. It won't get her getting over.
I'm gonna have these more often, though. I haven't eaten all day. That's good for me.
Oh, I ate. I always can eat. I had to have a little bit of sugar too. I just can't get along without it. I'm no good. I'm just no good. I have to have a little bit of sugar.
Yeah, Dr. Kevin, I'm good. He's such a nice kid. That time after we're done,
Hey, Rick, you want to go right to milking, eh? I want you to go to milking. Hey, go on then. Follow him, go ahead. Get right out there. Open that gate! Open that gate! Open that
I'm going back outside.
For most of the 20th century, dairy farming has played a key factor in the life and employment of the northern tier of Clinton County. In about 5 minutes, we'll be going to the Liz and Jerry Boire farm to take a look at their auction, which was held on September 4th. That'll be coming up immediately following the Moore's Animal Shelter report.
If you want to stay and enjoy the sun, that's all right too.
We'll take the right down.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you here today to the Boire Farm sale. Gerald and Mary, Rick and Mary Rabideau, the owners. It's a nice day, a lot more pleasant than it was yesterday, and we sure appreciate you for coming out here today. Gerald, if you wanted to come up here a second, I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, get around, do enough of these in the business. You get to know the people, and
Girls can come.
There's a lot of good people, and then there's some real special ones. And these people are very special. They've been here. Gerald's been married 37 years. They've been here 38, and his father here before that. Gerald and Mary raised 7 kids, born 6 girls. We are using the big ring today because we were a little worried we wouldn't get the family all in. Now, Gerald, I'm going to turn this over to you, and you can do all the introductions because I couldn't keep it straight if I tried.
You just want to tell us who they all are, Gerald?
I guess most of the people know me. I'm Jerry, and this is my wife, Mary, or better known as Liz. The second one, the shorter one. And this is my partner in operation, Rick Revenue, and that's his wife. That's his wife, Marianne, and then my oldest daughter, Linda, second daughter, Debbie. I don't know where this one comes from. That's my other daughter, Amy, and her husband, Eric, and my one and only son, Exie.
Thank you, Gerald.
They got 2 missing, John.
I thought I was counting wrong there.
Now we got Alicia and Becky that's working. I mean, some of us gotta work.
All right, thank you very much. Rick here, the partner, he's given us most of the information on the cows, ladies and gentlemen. It's as up to date as we possibly can have it, the breeding and whatever. Any changes in this catalog, there are a bunch of heifers that have calved. We're going to announce it to you. We're going to let you know. We're going to let you know about all these cows. Others, I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, they just got their report back from the milk plant, their somatic cell count. I believe Rick was 89,000 on the 82,000. Excuse me, 82,000 on the somatic. If you don't see any of us today, please see the cashiers before you leave.
Each year, more and more North Country dairy farms go out of business. We're at the Liz and Jerry Boire farm. They, along with their daughter and son-in-law, Rick and Mary Rabideau, had an auction on September 4th. We talked with Jerry Boire during his last milking on the evening of September 3rd. We're going to show some scenes from the auction while we run the interview from the last evening of milking at the Boire farm. While the cows are being milked, we're going to talk off camera here while we're looking at the milking parlor to Jerry Boire. A very emotional evening for you, Jerry?
Sure is. I've been at it all my life, and I just hate to see him go.
Now, I know about 3 or 4 years ago, your farm was in the news a lot as a possible site for a prison. Was getting out of the farming at that time something you were considering, or is this something new?
Well, at that time, I had just went through serious operation, and I had very little help to help me on the farm, so I really considered selling it. But now, Rick and Mary seem to be interested, and he's been operating it for the last 4 or 5 years, and now he's decided to quit, so that's why it's going for sale.
It's more than one man can handle these days, right?
Yeah, sure is. Sure is.
Now, was Rick your partner, or did he work for you? What was the situation, if you could?
No, he's my partner.
I know my own family, we went through this. Well, I didn't, but my father and my brothers did about 7 years ago, and I think it was about October or so. They had their last milking, and it was kind of a sad day all around. And they were a little fortunate in that they avoided the auction part of it. It's going to be probably a tough day for you tomorrow. I know when we were over at Cliff Boris's about 1.5 years ago, it was a tough day for him and his family.
It's going to be hard to take. There's no question about it.
Now, this is a little bit late for milking here. I'm talking to you this afternoon. You don't usually milk. You're a field man. You do the stuff in the field?
That's right. I haven't had much to do with the dairy for the last 5 years. Rick has been the one taking care of that. And I was more or less doing the crops. I wanted to get out of that part of the farming, and which I did.
You were also telling me this afternoon that you think about 1915 is when your father bought this?
That's right. At least that's what my dad told me.
And that was Eczema Boire?
That's right.
Now I checked, I told you this afternoon I had an 1869 map, and I went back and I did check. And there was a B. Rogers, R-O-D-G-E-R-S, at this location. And you said it was a couple of elderly ladies that your father bought it from named Rogers?
That's correct, because that's what he told me, and I wasn't around at that time, so I'd take his word for it.
Well, that was 1915. You were born about 2 or 3 years after that, weren't you?
I'll tell you something, gentlemen. This is a dairy cow.
Now, according to that map, I think there was a Dodge farm south of here. Does that sound reasonable?
Yes, it is.
And there was also a schoolhouse over toward the village of Champlain a little bit.
That's right. That's where Herbie Brunel lives now.
So Herbie lives in the site of the old schoolhouse.
That's right. He bought that from my father. I don't remember how many years ago, but it's quite a while ago.
So how was it attending that school back then, that one-room school? Was it tight quarters?
I never did.
Well, I have to admit that there was, right next door between my place and the Ridgeview Farm, there was another schoolhouse, and my father did attend that one when he was young, but he did go on and attend the Champlain Academy, it might have been called at that time, up by probably where Carl Friend lives right now, I think.
The first public school was in that place. See, I went across the fence. I attended St. Mary's.
A lot of us good people attended St. Mary's, huh?
They finally straightened a few of us out.
Some turned out better than others. I just wanted to come down here. Liz, as you know, gave me a call late last week and asked me if I could find time to get down here, and I did want to get a couple shots here of what's going to be your last milking. Any comments you want to make at this? We're probably going to pick up on this tape tomorrow morning.
Well, I'm hoping to keep the farm a few more years because it's been in the family so long, but I mean, if the right opportunity comes around, well, I guess that'll be it for the Boire family on this farm.
So if some big developer decides that some farmer, actually I imagine you'd prefer to see it go to another farmer, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd like to see the land stay in production, but you know, these days you got to look for your own future. So whether it's farming or development, something I hope will happen.
Have you been following the proceedings on the zoning hearings to see what this is going to be zoned? Have you?
Yes, I've looked into it some. I'm not really up to date on it, but I've looked into it. Yes.
Now, will you be selling crops and raising heifers, that type of thing, for the next couple of years?
Yes, I'll be doing that. I got to do something to keep myself busy.
I know that's what my father and my brother have been doing for the past 7 years. It's getting kind of crowded in the crops and heifer raising field, isn't it?
It sure is. I don't know how much longer we can stay in that field.
The number of people buying the cattle is dwindling, but as you and I were talking this afternoon, it does seem that there are some big farms that are flourishing, and 20 years down the road we might just have a handful of farms in the area that are all rather large.
Well, the cost of operation is the big item today, and if you don't have volume, it's hard to keep up with the expenses. And that's why a lot of the smaller operators are going out of business. I don't foresee any change in that. I was always hoping it would get better, but you know, unless you get volume and a fairly large size operation, you just can't meet expenses and create a profit for yourself. It's gotten too hard.
The cost of equipment is just out of sight for the average farmer.
It's completely out of sight. And, you know, for our type of operation, You can't even justify it anymore.
We took a tour, I don't know if you saw on Channel 21, a tour of Tony Trombley's John Deere collection in Ingraham. And we found out after that among his collection is my father's original John Deere that he bought back in 47 or 48 for $1,400. And that was quite a step up from a team of horses back in 1947.
Well, you know, I still got the last tractor my dad bought back in 1953 from, I think it's Jack Dragoon's father. Yeah, Floyd Dragoon. And I believe he paid possibly $2,000 for it then. I'm not really sure. Could have been less. And it's still operating in tip-top shape. But it's not the equipment that they have today, that's for sure.
It doesn't have the horsepower to pull the machinery and do the work that you need to have these days. And $2,000 is, sometimes you're lucky to get out of the repair shop with $2,000.
That's certainly right, but I keep it around. It's just like me, it's an old relic.
In better shape, I hope.
Well, I hope so.
Any other comments you'd like to make on this evening, Jerry?
Well, I sure hope that the future in farming is a little bit brighter than what it appears to be right now. I mean, I feel sorry for the young ones trying to get started, because if they haven't got any help, it's almost impossible. Hopefully it'll turn around.
Well, I know you told me that your father bought this. You think he was 19 years old when he bought this farm. The possibility of a 19-year-old buying a working farm today is just impossible, right?
It's totally impossible, because the cost is just too high. And he can't even come close to meeting the payments on it.
Well, I guess time marches on is what the expression is, and unfortunately for many things, time does march on. And as you and I were talking this afternoon, I know on this road and on the Ridge Road, there just aren't too many farmers left.
There sure isn't. We're certainly getting few and far between.
Thanks, Jerry.
We're going to give the final word and comments to Mary Liz Boire of the Boire Dairy Farm.
A lot of mixed emotions, I guess you would say. Like we were saying, it's the end of one thing and the beginning of another. So we'll take it from there one day at a time. See how things go.
There's heartache down the street that losers use. And if you're wading through the teardrops, you'll find me at the home of the blues. I walk and cry while my heart beats, keep time with the drag of my shoes. The sun never shines through this window of mine. It's dark in the home of the blues. Oh, the place is filled with memories, memories so sweet that I cry. In the past made me feeling so bad, I just want to give up, lay down and die. So if you lose your sweetheart, and it seems there's a good way to choose, come along with me, misery loves company. You're welcome at the home of the blues. There you have it, friends. It kind of winds up a little show today. We'll be with us again tomorrow at 1:15 with some more country music. Drop us a card or letter and tell us what you'd like to hear. We're always glad to get it on the show. And thanks a lot for all of your cards and letters. Now keep a smile on your face and make you feel right good. See you tomorrow now. Salute,
Friends for open rates and dates. For Smiley Willette and all the Sunset Ramblers, if you'd like to have them come out and play for your club, organization, or school, simply write to Len Mill Productions, Box 3 in Plattsburgh, New York. See Smiley Willette and all the Sunset Ramblers tomorrow, same time, same station, for the best in Western and country music. Ray Miller speaking. Don't miss Saturday Night Jamboree, Saturday at 5:30, for a full 30 minutes of music and fun with Smiley and all the gang. Next in sight on Channel 5, Hospitality House with your genial host, Retha Thompson and Bird Burdan. This has been a Len Mill production in association with Channel 5 Television.
You are listening to local programming as it used to be from the 1958 season